So in the previous video I've done about altruism, I pointed out that the inherent goodness that we associate with collective responsibility and thinking isn't justified by the theory. Experientially, it's not justified. It's only partially justified insofar as you're gonna be everyone that you affect, everyone that you see, all the other experiential agents you interact with you are either them or you will become them or both, which means that you should care about them. But other than that, there are reasons why that actually might backfire. So this might lead to the assumption that this theory is somehow against communism or socialism and is pro-capitalism. But that's not exactly the case. So insofar as capitalism is an expression of the freedom to do whatever you want, then the theory would say, if this is what your capitalism gives you, then it gives you what the theory would recommend for you as an experiential agent, as a metadimensional, as an experiential intersection observing the wakeful physical world. In that sense, that's a good thing. But is that what capitalism is? And even in some cases it is, in other cases not so much. So the first thing to notice is that capitalism creates a social dynamic that is non-experiential. There's no experiential justification for to give value to money or to any other form of capital. The value you extract from material goods is whatever value you extract from it. It's not in the good, it's in you and what you make of it. And it could be that you need a lot of it to achieve some good, and it could be that you need little of it. But it's not, and that's the same with anything else. Like, do you need a lot of free time, or do you need, or is a lot of free time a nuisance for you? Like, some people are like this, some people are like that. So that's not a real source of value and something that the theory could justify, but it creates its own dynamics, which makes it possible to operate inside the social sphere irrespective of any experiential concern, which could bring about, and does bring about, formations of experiential people working together in a way that does very little to make reality compelling, and it's basically burning away whatever appeal the wakeful union, physical reality, could have had in favor of something that has no value. And then market forces could make people work in cohort without even once thinking about the experiential eventualities of their actions, because it improves the bottom line, and that's it. So you could have the worst types of what you would consider evil without anyone trying to do evil, just everyone trying to improve the bottom line. And because there is there's no meaning behind it. There's also no problem with being completely incoherent while doing it. Like, if improving the bottom line, it means that you like do straightforward capitalism, that's fine. But if it also means that you do like some kind of Machiavellian propaganda or something like that, to make people want to invest more, or to spend more, there is no moral or experiential uh, system in place to prevent that, because it is absent of experiential concerns. And so that's one thing that is potentially bad and actually bad in capitalism. But the other thing is the 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 fact that under capitalism and in a capitalist society, everything is measured by the monetary value eventually, and it's also assumed that everything can be reduced to monetary value, and obviously that's not the case. Like, for example, if you think about artists, most many famous artists like Vincent van Gogh, the others were very poor. So, and the artistic value was very high, but obviously market forces cannot don't uh, uh, reward artistic brilliance. So, and that's just one field. Another could be in religion, or in matters of spirituality in general. The fact that you can or cannot make money, that should not have any impact on the necessity, on the value that it can provide otherwise. So that's so when you when thinking about everything in terms of money, then you don't make it impossible, or make it harder to reward other forms of value. And the value is determined by experience. It's not determined by money. Like, semantics are determined by experience. They are not determined by anything in like ideas in the not ideas. Whatever physical substrate that is behind currency, say precious metals or whatever, or black, or oil, or you name it. And the theory would also argue that what would the theory recommends. I made a video about that you find the thing that you're good at, and you progress toward that thing, and that way you make progress toward, like, and if you make yourself believe that this is what you're supposed to do, then you make your life compelling, and you want, and in a reality that you want everyone to be happy. And why would you want everyone to be happy? Well, it is because when experience is fundamental, experience can determine whether that reality will survive at all, or whether it will reach some kind of a catastrophic event, such as, for example, anything, all the problems we're seeing today could be downstream of experience not liking what it perceives. Say climate change, say wars, of course, wars. Not necessarily, like, of course, I'm not saying, like, yeah, there's no climate change. It's all just because people are unhappy. But you really can't make the cutoff. Like, say, this is because of experience. This is not because of experience. Oh, this is intentional. This is not intentional. No. So you want to keep people happy, and to make sure people are happy, you need to make it possible for them to pursue their own values schemas, not just the monetary one. And capitalism doesn't let you do that. It determines there's only one value scheme, one value hierarchy, and everything needs to cohere to it. And what doesn't cohere to it becomes just negative emotions, become resentment, and become eventually can cause reality, when experience is fundamental, to go off its rails and reach perhaps self-terminating states. So that's the bad things about capitalism. But of course, it doesn't have to go that far. You can have capitalism like in the middle. It's perfectly fine. Like, if you keep other value systems, other value hierarchies, then it could be fine.